Eqstra, a diversified leasing, industrial construction and mining equipment importer and distributor, as well as being a major player in the hard rock, open cast, contract mining and plant hire sectors.
Yep, that's it. So it was spun off out of Imperial some years ago, and it concentrated on that capital equipment leasing operations, but then, as Bronwyn says, it was also involved as a contract miner. It's had a tough couple of years though, and it's in sort of slender, slim down mode. It's offloading various businesses currently.
831 million rand, price to earnings ratio of 5.2, no dividend yield. What attention have you been paying at Eqstra?
Very similar to all the companies we've been talking about, but maybe this one has had it as tough as Bell. They've had huge problems with open cast mining in Mozambique. They have sold, they took massive 700, 800 million impairment charges against the write-off of discontinued operations. You know, whenever you read a company's financial statements and all you hear is continued operations, discontinued operations, you make a profit from the continuing ones, but a loss. I mean, they made 1.1 billion rand loss, including the 700 million write-off. It's tough here, but they are quite adamant that they have now restructured the business, they've reshaped the business, they've downsized the business. But normally when I read restructuring and all of these things, I give the company a year or two to actually prove that it's working, that they've made the right decisions.
So where are they in that cycle if you give a company a year or two?
They have made the big decisions, but they've still got to do that year or two.
Paul?
Well, let's look at the chart, because that'll tell you where we are. I mean, that's what charts do. They give you a sense of the past. So very well, I mean, basically a lot of debt that they took on. They've got a corporate debt program, and they had a downgrade on that debt from a rating agency.
Yeah, very recently.
Which was a bit off-putting, although the company management said, you know, that was kind of very much known anyway, and it's not going to affect our rating as it goes.
Again, we're just looking for that recovery.
This is the one that hasn't bounced in the last 2 or 3 months. You can see not like all the other ones. Look, they are trading under cautionary now, and they've renewed their cautionary.
Is that because of the downgrade of their debt?
No, they've got some transaction on the go. What it is, I don't know. They say it's definitively
They're under
a transaction.
cautionary at the moment.
Under cautionary, and they've renewed the cautionary for 2 or 3 times now. So they've been negotiating. It is a transaction that's coming up. You know, maybe it'll transform the company. Who knows? Share price certainly hasn't reacted to it.
You're not going to go in and buy this tomorrow, are you?
Probably not. They do have a few interesting relationships with companies like Bobcat and Terex, where they are the agent for the distribution of that equipment in our market. One other factoid that came up when we talked about them last was they used to have some anchor shareholdings, like regarding capital management, Piet Viljoen's outfit and so on, and they lost those. So there's a sense perhaps that this is one of the sort of smaller cap value stocks.
So even the value managers have got a little tired of holding.
Yeah, which reflects in a long slide. Change of management. Jan Sarfontein is now the CEO. I don't know him. I think where he came from. Either, no. So they've got a lot to prove, frankly, currently, right now.
So this is certainly a wait and see, hot or not.
No,
what were you going to say there? I don't want to interject.
A lot of the value managers selling is simply a reflection of they losing clients and they've got to liquidate holdings. It's not necessarily they're voting against the company.
A reflection on the stock.
No, the value managers themselves have lost half their clients. So they've got to sell shares to raise cash to pay the money back to their clients. So it's not necessarily they voting against the company. It's their own business pressures that are on.
That's fair, yeah.
Hot or not?
No.
Not hot? Hot, not?
Nope.
Not.